Welcome to the Xterity Video Tutorial Series, Episode 12, Environment Templates. Templates or environment templates are extremely useful for partners and customers that have cookie cutter type build outs or environments where they frequently you do the same setup for the servers. These examples of this or candidates would be things like multi-tiered setups where you would have one or more web servers, one or more application servers, one or more database servers in a multi-tiered layout, and where that type of setup is pretty much the same across multiple customers. So for example, if you always have two web servers, an application server and two database servers, it would be something that would be very easy to do using templates, and it includes things like the firewall ports, public address requests, etc. So it's very easy to do this. Under Cloud Console, you're going to find the templates setting section down here on the left. You're going to right click on it and you create in Designer. You can create in Wizard as well. And then you're going to hit OK after you've set the name. In here, it'll look just like you're doing a normal build of a server, but you'll notice there's no save and build, just a save, and that's because we're going to save the template. The template isn't actually built. It doesn't cost you anything up here. This is a quoting representative of what this would cost if you built it. It's just a map, a mold, so that you can use it later to sort of stamp out an environment. But you can set up all the things you want. So you can bring over a server, you can customize the server. So I can call it, web 1. I can give it, 2 CPUs, 4 gigs of RAM. I can come into networking. I can say modify, give me a public IP. Hit OK. And once I have all that stuff done that I want, I hit finish and update the server. So this gives me my web server. Now I could come up here, say do switches. I can come and add a mid-tier switch. I can connect this to here. I can add another mid-tier switch down here. I want my app server. So my app server could be a custom server image or private base clone. This is covered in episode 11. And so what you would do is you would find that here. You could drag that over. Now by default, as you see, this is going to connect to the default switch. What you're going to want to do is click on this and hit disconnect, for example, here. And then I want to connect to here, and I want to connect to here, for example. So now I've got this application server, and I can set it up just like the other one. I can say app1. I can set processing to 4. I can set this to 8 gigs of RAM. Make sure that I have boot disk is sufficiently large. I can say 250. If I wanted to add storage, additional data, I can say then finish, hit update server. Now that's there. My last server that I want is my database server. So let's say I'm going to make that Windows 2019. And as you saw, I still connect here. Click on it, right click, disconnect. Bring that down here. Click that, drag it up. So now I can set this as a custom server, and I can say DB1. Whatever I want to call it, I can call it. And I set the number of CPUs to say 8, and I have 16 gigs of RAM as the database server. My boot disk I'm going to set to 150, and I'm going to have some additional storage because I want to keep my database stuff on out on separate storage. Once I'm done, I hit finish, hit update server. Another thing I could do here, for example, is I can add in, say, an application. So let's say we want SQL Server. I can add in SQL Server 2017, for example. So that would be available for me to do the install, and it would set the pricing that I have available so that, this is included in the cost. So let's do that. I can set my bandwidth here. So let's say I want 50 megs, and I can now do the firewall. And because I have a web server, I just want to add in any internet address going to the web server. I want ping. Ping's always nice to have for testing and just to make sure stuff. Some applications require that. And 80 and 443, because those are your standard web ports. Hit OK and hit OK. And now I've got my firewall ready. So now I've got this all created, everything sort of ready to go, and I hit save. So this will save the template off. I've got this build out. I can put more servers in this if I want. And it tells me how much it would be if I just built it as is. I'm ready to build a custom environment with this. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to select the environments, and create a designer. Now, you would have to have a customer created, but that would already be there. You'll notice here that there is a listing of templates. So template 1 was the one we created. Give it a name, and there it is. It's already ready to go. It's got all of the items in here, the quoting here that has the cost, which includes the breakdown for the individual pieces. So, I see that I'm paying what I'm paying for. And I have, firewall rules are here, 80.443 ping. All the networking is here. This has a public IP, just like I requested. And this is all ready to go. And all I have to do is hit save and build. So I can just come over and select the template, hit save and build. And if I need to make changes, let's say, this is going to be, need a little more oomph on this web server, I can increase that and, bump this up just to modify that web server. And, it makes it really easy for me to create, a cookie cutter environment that I can tweak or modify slightly if I need to. So this is a really nice, straightforward way to build cookie cutter environments, and to quote them, I can also hit save and just like normal, generate a quotation for my customer and push that out to the customer ready to go. That's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this and it was useful. Thank you and goodbye.